Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Cambry. My husband Herbert and I are debt-free nomads. This is going to be the third episode of how we got here. The previous two episodes I spoke about purchasing our RV and then living stationary full-time on 37 acres in the same city that we had previously been living in. About 10 months after we moved to that property, we had really enjoyed our time there, but then, you know, that itch was really, really strong in me especially, to leave everything behind and just get on the road. Well, that's really difficult to do if you don't have some sort of income. So my husband had been looking on Facebook and different work camping groups on Facebook, and they have their own websites as well. Now, I had come across finding other work camping jobs. Now, what work camping is, generally, now how it started was it was intended for retirees, people that already had either a pension or had their Social Security coming in, and they could work part-time, 15, 20 hours a week in exchange for an RV hookup spot in a campground. That's generally how work camping works. Now, over I'd say even the last 10 to 15 years, it has evolved tremendously. So I was looking up, and this is all information that I had found predominantly through YouTube. I had found what is called the sugar beet harvest, and that's generally around October, and people will travel up, work campers will travel up in their RVs, and they are provided a spot, and then they work approximately 12 to 16 hours a day for anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks, depending on weather and completion time, to harvest the sugar beets. And that's how sugar is made in the U.S. Partially. I mean, generally, it's wonderful to have sugar cane, but we don't have a lot of that here. I came across the sugar beet harvest. I came across Amazon work camping program, which generally is right before the holidays. Amazon provides a parking spot and for their work campers, and then you work in the warehouse of Amazon, either pulling or packing, and that's usually right before the holidays. I came across those, and then Herbert was really kind of looking more towards the national forest type positions. You know, he wanted to be in nature, and I was thinking dollar signs, and he was thinking experience, which is really odd because I was the one with the main itch to leave. So he came across this one job in California, right on the Central Coast, and we talked about it, and we got in touch with the lady that had posted it, and I believe we had a phone interview, and ultimately she wanted to bring us on. Well, I was thrilled. I mean, we did apply for the sugar beet harvest as well as Amazon at the same time, but we heard back from this lady in California before we had heard back from Amazon or the sugar beet harvest. Now, mind you, ultimately both the Amazon and sugar beet harvest reached out and wanted to hire us, but we had already committed to going to California. A couple of weeks went by. I had put in my notice, and Herbert put in his notice. He was freelance, so he really just had to stop accepting jobs, but he did need to communicate that to the powers that be. We accepted the position, and we let the sweet lady that we were renting from, we let her know. We got prepared. Within those 2 weeks, we got our kitty ready. We downsized to just having one vehicle as opposed to two. Got all of our affairs in order as we had done the prior year for downsizing into the RV and becoming stationary full-time. Got everything prepped, everything ready, and the day came, and we loaded up, and we started heading west. And all of the adventures were ahead of us there. It took us about a week to get to California. We took our time, but yet we were hurrying. We did learn some lessons along the way as far as mountains, because we come from an area that is not mountainous. So we learned about brakes and grades and pulling a vehicle behind a Class A RV. We laugh about it now, but it was definitely terrifying at the time. We finally made it. It was in August of 2018, so almost, it was exactly a year after we had purchased the RV. We went to this campground that we were working at and got set up, and then we began our work camping career. And I say career because we stayed in California for about 3 years, predominantly working for this one company. When we first came on, we were day use workers, so we picked up trash, we sold tickets, we cleaned the bathrooms, which that is a huge chore that you cannot avoid generally when you're work camping, especially in a campground situation, is you are going to clean toilets, whether it be flushing toilets or vault toilets. But you know, my previous job, I worked in a lab where I tested wastewater, so that didn't bother me in the least. We learned so much within that first season. We ended up, after that summer season was over, then we got moved to Big Sur, California, which is highly recommend. Most beautiful place on the planet. Well, I wouldn't say on the planet, but it's pretty good. We were there for a while, working Pfeiffer Beach, which is a beautiful purple sand beach. I mean, it's I'm reminiscing now. Moved around quite a bit in those 3 years with that company, and then we did a few other things. We sold Christmas trees and pumpkins, and we did a lot of different things in work camping. But what we found with work camping is, even though generally work camping pays minimum wage, we didn't have any bills other than our own personal bills. I think we still had a car note. We of course had our cell phones. You know, all the non-flexible bills that you're just gonna have no matter what. But we had no rent, no electricity. Was working because, like I said, even though we were making minimum wage, minimum wage definitely goes far when it's not eaten alive by mortgages or rents or anything like that. I think that's going to do it for this episode. It's just really wanted to kind of touch on work camping and our time in California. I will talk a little bit more about it in the next episode as I transition into my next topic regarding our journey to where we ultimately have become debt-free, as well as having time freedom. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you for spending your time with me, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Have a great day.